Welcome back to Walnut Springs. If you guys watched my last video, you saw that I made a pallet pry bar, or some people call them pallet breaker bars. My good buddy Josh hooked me up with a whole bunch of 10-foot pallets that have a lot of wood in them and a lot of useful 2x4s that I can use here on the trail. So now my job is to break these all down and get all the nails out of them so I can start building some awesome stuff this year.
Yeah, I killed it. Fly into heights you'll never see. Like a red tights in your degree. Lay down tonight, my bed's not free. No, my bed's not free. Big back, no heart attack. You got a bad, no this and that. This bad won't take her back. No, it won't, can't take her back. We got 2 minutes now before you call my ass again. Yeah, I switched you on the speakerphone. Play this song, just sing along. Da, 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 da.
All right, so I've got a few more left right here. 1, 2, 3, is that 4? Yeah, 4 left. But I'm running into a problem, and I addressed this in the video where I made the pallet pry bar. I said that if I were to do it again, I would use some thicker metal for the actual pries itself. I used 1/4-inch steel, which is incredibly strong, but the amount of force that you have to actually pull these pallets apart is absolutely crazy. I had no idea that those nails would hold so well. So if you're not familiar, pallets come with these nails, and you can see they've got kind of a spiral to them, so they kind of hook in almost like a screw, and man, they grip like nobody's business. This is 1/2-inch steel, and it just bent the heck out of it. It's crazy. So I need to cut these off, and then I'm going to just put on a one of these. I've got 1-inch square tubing. I'll just cut these off, put 1-inch square tubing on there. It'll be stronger than this flat steel because it's a tube, and it should easily get me through those last 4 pallets. I could probably squeak by with this, but this is getting really, really bad and kind of making it difficult. And you know, I'm actually kind of tired. I've been doing this all morning. Look at all the wood that I've got to go through here, pull out all of these nails, and get these boards ready. I'm just gonna stack them up after I get all the nails out, and I don't know if I'm gonna put them in my garage or not, because this is a lot of wood, but it would be nice to kind of let it dry out and not be wet whenever I go to build the feature. But these are really cool. Check this out. This is, I don't know what these are. They're probably it's not a 2x4, it's probably a 3x4 or 3.5x4. They're the width of a 2x4, but they're not quite as thick as 2 2x4s together. But I'm gonna use these, I think, to make a couple of trailhead signs, and then I've got those little blocks over there. So yeah, it's coming together. It's that's a lot of work pulling pallets apart, but just in 2x4s, I did the math, and those 10-foot 2x4s, if I went to Lowe's, it would be about $360 to buy 2x4s. So, and since these are all going to be above ground level, I can just use non-pressure treated wood. That's what I started doing on all my features. And as long as it's above ground level, the wood should last for a very, very long time, because there's no bark on it. Insects are not going to really bother it like they would like a tree limb or something that had bark on it. So just got to get these last 4 pulled apart. But honestly, I'm probably just going to get all this stuff taken care of first, and then come back around and mess with these.
Call my ass again, yeah. I switched you on the speakerphone. Play this song, just sing along. Da, 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 da.
Now that I got all the pallets pulled apart, I needed to pull all the nails from the boards. So I got the gorilla cart, loaded some up, and pulled it into the garage so I could stay warm that day. As you guys could see, there was a lot of snow and ice on these boards. And this is what it looked like in the afternoon. So the weather here in the Ozarks is kind of crazy. It was covered in snow and ice, and now it's almost all completely melted. I made sure the boards weren't sitting on the ground directly. I put them on top of some 2-inch square tubing and then on a little metal rack that I had just laying around ready to be scrapped. And it actually worked out really well. I'm glad that I didn't scrap this metal rack because it holds the 2x4s perfectly. The next big job was to keep getting all the nails out of all of these boards. In the end, I'm really excited about all this. Even though it's been a lot of work to get all these pallets pulled apart and get all the nails out, I'm going to be able to build several features here on the trail, including a trail sign, maybe a super long ladder bridge, and who knows, maybe even something kind of crazy. Wood's not cheap now, so this will save me a ton of money and it'll make the builds that much more enjoyable, knowing that I recycled some old pallets that were just going to get trashed anyways. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below. What should I build with all this wood here on the trail? I hope you guys stick around, and if you do, go ahead and subscribe, click the bell icon, that way you get notified whenever I do another video, and that way you guys can see what I actually build out of this. I'm not sure how soon I'll get to my first build with it, but it'll definitely be sometime by this spring, as the winter around here is unpredictable. It could be rainy, it could be snowy, it could be icy, or it could be super nice out. If we get some nice weather, I might be able to get to a build sooner than later. But as always, get out there, run, bike, build, and just have fun. We'll see you in the next one.
Big back, no heart attack. You got a bad, no this and that. This bad boy.